Chapter 1. Sentence and its parts. Sentences are composed of several components. These components include the subject, the predicate, the direct and indirect object, the complements, phrases and clauses. The most important of these are subjects and predicates. A sentence can be divided into two halves, the complete subject and the complete predicate. The complete subject is made up of all the words that tell who or what the sentence is about. The complete predicate includes the verb and all the words that tell what happened in the sentence. Every word in the sentence belongs either in the complete subject or complete predicate. A. Subject. The subject of a sentence is a noun or pronoun, and its article, if it has one. In active voice sentences, it is the noun or pronoun performing the action in the sentence. See the italicized subjects in the examples below. The lame man crossed the street. Here, the lame man is a subject and rest of the words are predicate. The subject, the lame man, is a combination of noun, man, adjective, lame, and article, the. B. Predicate. The predicate explains the action of the sentence. The simple predicate refers to just the verb or verb phrase, linked to the subject, which tells what action is being performed by that subject. She is writing a letter. Here, she is a subject and is writing a letter is a predicate as it explains the action of the sentence. There are more complex definitions of predicate. Sometimes, predicate can simply mean everything except the subject. But just remember, the simple predicate is the action, verb or verb phrase, of a sentence. Find the simple subject and simple predicate first. Then divide the sentence between the parts. Carlo wrote a letter to his uncle. My neighbor's dog barked all night. In order for a sentence to be complete, it must contain an action and someone, or something, doing it. The action is the predicate, and the person, or thing, doing it is the subject. Sometimes a word or phrase will come between the simple subject and simple predicate. You will need to decide if the phrase describes the subject or the predicate. The police officer later explained what had happened. Later tells when he explained, watch out for inverted sentences or sentences with adverb prepositional phrases. During the storm, our electricity went out. The adverb prepositional phrase, during the storm, is part of the predicate even though it is at the beginning of the sentence. See objects. An object in grammar is a part of a sentence, and often part of the predicate. It refers to someone or something involved in the subject's performance of the verb. It is what the verb is being done to. As an example, the following sentence is given: subject, verb, object. Leila wrote the poem. Leila is the subject, the doer or performer. Wrote is a verb that refers to the action. The poem is the object involved in the action. Objects: direct object, indirect object. A. Direct object. A direct object answers the question, what, or whom. Examples: David repaired his car. His car is the direct object of the verb, repaired. What did David repair? He invited Mary to the party. Mary is the direct object of the verb, invited. Whom did he invite? B. Indirect object. An indirect object answers the question, to whom, for what. An indirect object is the recipient of the direct object, or an otherwise affected participant in the event. There must be a direct object for an indirect object to be placed in a sentence. In other words, an indirect object cannot exist without a direct object. Examples: they sent him a postcard. Him is the indirect object of the verb sent. To whom did they send a postcard? He bought his son a bike. His son is the indirect object of the verb bought. For whom did he buy a bike? No object. Some sentences do not need an object and consist of only a subject and a verb predicate. For example, Chetan played. Sumit laughed. This can happen because some verbs, like the ones above, don't require an object. When a verb doesn't need an object, it is called an intransitive verb. We'll talk more about this later. Modifiers. A modifier is a phrase in a sentence that provides additional information about an element within that sentence. There are three basic kinds of modifying constructions. 1. Single word modifiers, adjectives and adverbs. It was a nice house. 2. Modifying phrases, example, prepositional, participial, infinitive and appositive phrases. Mohan, the school head boy, received the Best Student Award. Appositive phrase. 3. Modifying clauses. A clause is any group of words with its own subject and predicate. Closing parenthesis colon. The only one of the 7 dwarfs who does not have a beard is Dopey. Adjective clause. Compound elements. In a given sentence, there may be more than one of any of the 5 core sentence elements. Compound elements can include compound subject. Mary and Tom went to the dance. Compound predicate. He ran to the house and knocked on the door. Compound modifier. He rode a small white pony. Phrases. A phrase is a collection of words that may have nouns or verbals, but it does not have a subject doing a verb. The following are examples of phrases: between ignorance and intelligence, broken into thousands of pieces, because of her glittering smile. In these examples, you will find nouns, ignorance, intelligence, thousands, pieces. You also have some verbals, broken, but in no case is the noun functioning as a subject doing a predicate verb. They are all phrases. Clauses. A clause is a collection of words that has a subject that is actively doing a verb. The following are examples of clauses. When the saints go marching in. Because she smiled at him. In the examples above, we find either a noun or a pronoun that is a subject, italicized, attached to a verb phrase, italicized, when the saints go marching in. Because she smiled at him.